everyone. This is LaVoy Finicum. Again, one cowboy, stand for freedom.
America and all that she stands for is in trouble, a kind of trouble more severe and more threatening than ever before. We've survived great depressions, we've endured great wars, we've fought back against tyranny in the world throughout our history, but what threatens us today can surely end this nation.
We just want to raise our families, work, and enjoy our life. Enjoy the freedoms that this country offers.
Once again, we face economic troubles and the threat of war, but the real danger America faces comes from within. It is a government that has become absurdly arrogant with its power it should never have.
And in the meantime, freedom continues to be taken away from us. I just want to say that I think it's time that those who love freedom begin to draw a hard line.
And it is the division in our nation that prevents we the people from arresting that power. We see corruption in the institutions of commerce and government. We see injustice in our courts. We see rioting against authority, and authority that at times act lawlessly as well.
Don't believe them when they say all's going to be well. Might be well, 10 months, 10 years. Don't know. But it's not going to last. Our national debt, 18 trillion. Put that in perspective. What does 18 trillion mean?
We see a culture that has become demanding and self-serving, driven by an imaginary sense of entitlement.
I'm out here on my ranch. It's great out here. The rains have come this summer. The grass is tall, it's still green. My cows are fat, my water tanks are full. Just feeling really grateful for all the blessings that I'm enjoying right now. Love being out here. Don't have a cell phone. It's peaceful. You know, I feel like when I'm out here that all's well, all's right, nothing's wrong, no worries. And I love this life out here. But it doesn't take too much to see that dark storm clouds are gathering, and we really need to open our eyes if they're not already open.
Honest, good-hearted Americans are growing ever fearful that America will fall, will no longer be able to provide liberty and justice for all. The American ideal is evaporating right before our very eyes. Patriots like LaVoy Finicum recognize that remaining idle and refusing to stand for what is right will be the end of freedom, the downfall of this nation. There will be no America for our children or their children. And when good common folk find themselves facing a government that has become so imperious in its power that it is willing to abuse and threaten its citizens, they stand up. They stand together.
With all the fervor of my soul, I believe that God intended man to be free. And then he went on to say that rebellion against tyranny is a righteous cause. So there you have it. That's exactly how I feel. It's good to read and hear other people that feel the same way.
As America grew, the federal government sought to take control of more than 1/3 of all public lands. Responsibility for managing those lands for use by the American people was stripped from the states and given to the Bureau of Land Management, a federal agency created in 1946. This agency exists to serve Americans and has been entrusted to manage our land. However, the Constitution does not provide means for the federal government to own any land outside of the District of Columbia. It was our founding fathers' intent to establish supreme power held by the sovereign states, the federal government serving the states. When power is centralized, those in control of the power become tyrants, and our federal government is rapidly becoming tyrannical.
And you know, I've never been one to try to cause problems. I didn't get in trouble in school. I always raised my hand. I always stood in line. To this day, I do not have a speeding ticket yet. So it's not in my nature to go out and poke my finger in people's eyes. But there's a time when we need to come and stand up for the Constitution. I think it's important that I kind of clarify some things. People may think that I'm anti-government or I'm anarchist, and I'm certainly not. I believe in government. I believe in the federal government. We need the federal government. How else are we going to protect our country, protect our borders, keep commerce regular amongst the states? That's what the federal government's for. Unfortunately, they seem to be doing a poor job about our country and our borders. But I do believe in government, and I believe in the proper relationship between the states and the federal government and the counties. We used to could walk up to them and talk with the FBI agents in a friendly manner, unarmed and stuff, but the tenor has changed. They have become more hardened. And when they step out of their vehicles, now they're stepping out with their rifles, and they're not willing to engage in this friendly dialogue.
LaVoy Finicum stood against that power, and it cost him his life. Stand By Me for Liberty is a movement that emerged shortly after LaVoy Finicum's assassination. It is based on the efforts of ranchers everywhere who stand together to bring attention to the tyranny of the Bureau of Land Management and the abuse of common Americans. The time is now for Americans to stand and resist the heavy hand of the federal government, to see the sovereign authority of the states restored, and to see America return to a land that is free and just for all who love liberty.
Are you going to agree? Our freedoms are waning and we'll lose our liberty. Slipping one by one until there's nothing left to see. Are you willing to stand with me? Are you just going to let it be? The ranchers are first, but brother, next it may be me. We all stand together or we'll hang separately. Are you going to the tree? Are you willing to be free? It won't get any easier to regain lost liberty. Strange things are happening in this land that once was free. So brother, I ask you, are you